Welcome to Managing the Future, the MIS podcast. Thrilled you're joining us. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something really fundamental for, well, anyone in business today. Enterprise Resource Planning Systems, ERPs. Now, if you're a student at the Dr. Sam Pack College of Business, this lines up perfectly with Module 17 in your MIS course. Our mission here is to cut through the jargon, give you a solid, engaging grasp of how these powerful systems work, and honestly, why they're pretty much non-negotiable now.
That's right, and we'll be pulling insights straight from your textbook, Connect Master, Management Information Systems, the one by Tedmon and Wilhelm, just to make sure we're giving you the clearest picture.
So whether you're cramming for an exam or just want to get a better handle on business tech, you're definitely in the right place. Before we jump in, just a reminder, like, subscribe, follow us, share this with folks you know, and comment. We want to hear from you. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Why ERP? Why do companies even need these things? Maybe imagine, just for a second, you're running a huge, complex operation. Think like Walmart or Target. You've got products selling online, hundreds of physical stores. Maybe you're even manufacturing your own brands. Plus, you're managing a massive workforce, tracking inventory all over the place, dealing with suppliers, overseeing production, sales, customer service, and all the managers running those bits. It's a lot.
It is a lot, and that's the perfect place to start because the core challenge there for any leader is this. You probably have software for finance, right? And for HR and manufacturing and sales. But none of those parts of the business work alone. They're all interconnected.
Totally. Sales affects inventory. Inventory affects manufacturing. Manufacturing hits the financials, and people are involved everywhere.
Exactly. So if those systems aren't talking to each other, you end up with silos, big, inefficient silos of information.
Like operating blind in one area because you don't know what's happening in another.
Precisely. And that's where Enterprise Resource Planning ERP software comes in. It's designed specifically to link all those different activities, all those separate systems. It creates this comprehensive way for data to flow across the entire organization.
Okay, let's dig into that a bit more.
Okay.
What exactly is an ERP system then? You called it a link, but maybe expand on that.
Sure. Think of it as the software businesses use to manage pretty much everything they do, both internally and how they interact externally, with suppliers, maybe customers. And the core goals are actually quite simple at heart. First, get rid of data duplication. Stop entering the same info multiple times. Second, boost data integrity, make sure the data is accurate and trustworthy. And third, enable more structured, logical, just better decision-making.
So it's like an integration hub.
Exactly. It's the central point. It connects people, processes, technology, all of it, right across the company.
And what's really key there, I think, is the real-time aspect you mentioned.
Oh, absolutely. That ability to see what's going on right now across all areas, that's how organizations really succeed. It lets them be agile, react quickly.
Makes sense. And you mentioned earlier how these systems are often modular. How does that work? What's a module in this context?
Right. So a software module is just a piece of a computer program designed for a specific task. Think of your phone's operating system. You add apps for specific things, right? ERP is kind of similar. You have the core system, and then you add modules for, say, accounting or human resources or supply chain management, whatever your business needs.
Okay. So these individual modules plug into the main ERP system.
Precisely. And they all feed into that single source of data we talked about. So you can retrieve and analyze information across functions.
And the benefit there is flexibility.
Definitely. Businesses can just get the modules they need right now. And if things change, if the market shifts or their strategy evolves, they can add or even remove modules relatively easily. It's adaptable.
So tying this together, what does this modular integrated approach mean for actual business efficiency? How does it add value?
Well, first big thing, that central database. Putting all the data in one spot cuts down redundancy massively. Finding information is faster, and you trust it more.
Okay. Reduce searching, less wasted time.
Right. And then there's access. It means everyone, from top executives down to people on the front lines, can potentially access and interpret the data they need for their job. It helps build that informed culture.
And you can tailor it too, right? It's not just off the shelf.
Absolutely. Customization is huge. You can set them up to meet very specific requirements, generate reports that answer your company's specific questions, track the metrics you care about.
Okay, that sounds pretty powerful. But surely there are downsides. It can't all be smooth sailing.
No, you're right. Like any big, powerful tool, ERPs come with challenges. It's a really important question for any company thinking about this. What are the drawbacks?
Well, the big one, usually is cost. The initial investment can be substantial. We're talking a serious amount of money.
Right. It's not trivial.
And then there's the learning curve. People have to adapt. Sometimes whole processes change. That takes time and training.
Good point. Change management is critical.
And don't forget ongoing costs, maintenance, updates, maybe support contracts. It's not just a one-time purchase.
True. So, okay, that raises a key question then. Given those costs, given the learning curve, why do so many large businesses still make this huge investment? What's the payoff?
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive, but here's the thing. That cost, even the ongoing expense, can often be offset, sometimes significantly offset. It comes back to that better decision-making we talked about.
The savings from being smarter, faster.
Exactly. When managers can really see how different parts of the business connect, how they're performing, in near real time, they make much better calls. Decisions that save money, spot opportunities, improve efficiency, maybe avoid costly mistakes. It gives them a massive competitive edge. It's like seeing the whole chessboard.
Okay, that makes sense. It's an investment in intelligence, really.
Precisely. And speaking of how these systems work today, most new ERP implementations are cloud-based, aren't they? Why that shift?
Yeah, that's a major trend. So you used to have mostly on-premise ERPs. That means the software and data lived on the company's own servers, in their building.
Right, you manage the hardware, everything.
Exactly. But cloud-based ERP is different. The vendor hosts and maintains the system off-site. You just access it securely over the internet. It's basically a form of software as a service SaaS. You're subscribing to the service, not buying and managing the underlying infrastructure.
Like using Salesforce or Microsoft 365, but for your whole business operation.
Kind of, yeah. And the advantages are pretty clear. First, accessibility. Your teams can get data and reports from anywhere, anytime. Huge for remote work or global companies.
And cost. Is it cheaper?
Often, yes. The upfront cost is usually lower than buying all the hardware and licenses for an on-premise system. Plus, you have less IT infrastructure to manage, lower maintenance bills, probably need less dedicated IT staff for the ERP itself.
So fewer headaches, potentially lower total cost of ownership.
That's the idea. And when you look at all those benefits, flexibility, accessibility, potentially lower cost, it's easy to see why cloud is becoming the standard. There are just fewer drawbacks for most companies.
Okay, so let's pull it all together. At the end of the day, how do ERP systems really help managers make better decisions and maximize efficiency across the whole organization? What's the core takeaway here for students?
I think it boils down to that integration. Informed decisions happen because the data isn't stuck in silos anymore. Managers can see reports that pull info from finance and sales and operations all together, not just isolated snapshots.
A truly holistic view.
Right. Essentially, almost any business software you use can be integrated with the ERP. That seamless visibility makes it so much clearer what's actually happening across the board.
That comprehensive view must be transformative, and maybe the best way to see that is how ERP interacts with other specific systems.
Absolutely. That's where you really see the power.
Okay, let's take financial management and accounting systems first.
Yeah.
Before ERP, these were often separate beasts, right? Maybe lots of spreadsheets, manual entry.
Oh, definitely. Integrating them with ERP brings speed, better visibility, much more structure, and way better reporting. Your accounting system doesn't just track debits and credits anymore. It reflects the real-time value of everything, tangible assets like equipment, inventory.
But also intangible things.
Yes, like brand equity, intellectual property, even tracking human resources as assets. It gives a much fuller financial picture.
Interesting. Okay, what about human resource management, HRM systems? They handle recruiting, training, payroll, all that. How does ERP help there?
It creates that single source of truth for everything personnel related. Think about having one place for employee databases, performance reviews, timesheets, skills tracking, all accessible maybe through a dashboard for managers. It just streamlines managing your people, who are arguably your most important asset.
Makes sense. Centralized people data. Now, for companies that actually make things, manufacturing, CAD software, computer-aided design is crucial. How does ERP integration change the game there?
Oh, hugely. CAD is where you design the product, right? The blueprints.
Yeah.
When CAD talks directly to the ERP, that digital design can flow straight into production planning. The ERP can translate the CAD file into manufacturing specs, bills of materials, routing instructions.
So less manual translation, fewer errors.
Exactly. And then you can track the whole process, efficiency, material usage, machine time, labor, completion status, all within the ERP system. It connects design directly to execution and monitoring.
Okay, another big one. Transaction processing system, CPS.
Yeah.
Especially vital in e-commerce, collecting all that sales data.
Right. Integrating TPS with ERP is a massive time saver. Transactions can often be automatically recorded and posted to the general ledger. It drastically reduces human error, gives you much faster cash flow reporting, and can even reduce labor costs associated with manual data entry.
Streamlining the flow of money, basically.
Pretty much. And related to getting things done, project management software. How does that fit in? Well, many ERPs have specific project management modules, or they integrate with standalone PM tools. Again, it's about centralizing data. It lets management easily review the planning, the execution, the analysis of projects at any stage, all linked back to the core business data in the ERP.
So you can see project costs against budget, resource allocation, progress, all in one view.
Exactly. Finally, let's talk customer relationship management, CRM systems, managing marketing, sales, service interactions. Why link that to ERP?
This seems like a really obvious connection to make.
It does, but historically they were often bought and deployed separately, which creates big problems. You might need manual synchronization between the two. That leads to data gaps, redundant information, maybe even conflicting data. Sales thinks one thing, billing thinks another.
Nightmare scenario. I can imagine the customer service calls.
Right. I remember a case where sales promised delivery dates the CRM showed as possible, but the ERP, which tracked actual inventory and production schedules, knew were impossible. Big disconnect.
So integration fixes that.
It mitigates those issues significantly. A shared database means updates happen automatically. Everyone sees the same customer info, order status, service history instantaneously. You get much better visibility into the whole customer relationship, faster, more accurate billing, and unified reporting. It prevents those really painful disconnects.
Wow. Okay, so that integration piece is just critical across the board. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into enterprise resource planning systems. We've gone from the what's and why of ERP through modules, benefits, the drawbacks to, the move to the cloud, and finished with how it pulls together all those vital functions, finance, HR, manufacturing, CRM, and more.
Absolutely. Understanding how these systems connect to everything is just fundamental to making smart decisions in business today. So, maybe a question for you listening. As you think about all these integrated functions, what strikes you as the single biggest competitive advantage a company gains from having this unified view? Something to chew on.
Great question. We really hope this deep dive helped you connect the dots on ERP and see the power of MIS in action. Please don't forget to like this deep dive, subscribe to the channel, follow us wherever you get your podcasts or social media, share it with classmates, colleagues, anyone who might find it useful. And definitely leave a comment below with your thoughts on that question or any other questions you have. We really do want to hear from you. Until next time, keep managing the future.